It's time to dish with D. That's me. I am going to make something can't believe I've never made yet here on the channel because I make this all the time. It is my version of tomato salad and bruschetta. To me, they're the same thing. Tomato bruschetta. Bruschetta is actually the bread. I kind of do mine the same. My bruschetta tomato is my tomato salad. So to me, they're interchangeable. I like to use Roma tomatoes in mine. They're more meatier. They're less watery. And I just think they just make for a better piece of tomato. But you pick what tomatoes you like. I mean, happens to be my tomato of choice. And right now there are an abundance here in New Jersey. So I have myself some. And also what I like to put, and I vary. My family will tell you, each time I make this, it's always different. When I get to cooking, I do what I'm in the mood for. And sometimes it's different things. Now today I have tomatoes, I have green pepper, I have a purple onion, I have some garlic, I have some different spices. Again, it's always different, but always good. The base is basically the same. And I'm going to show you my method for making it. I've always made it this way. My dad used to say, my mother always made hers chunky. Like, I don't like mine chunky. I like my tomato diced. I just think it looks for better presentation. It's better on the chip. It's better on the bread. It just looks pretty. Like I said, you do how you like it. And that's what I say. These are just bases, and you do put your spin and flair and what makes them you. I'm just giving you some ideas to go on. So let's get started. And these are good with the lavash chips I made yesterday. So win-win for me. Let's get started on this. Nothing like some garlic and tomatoes. Marriage made in heaven. All right, as salty vegetable says, on my board, I have some tomatoes and I have an onion and I have some bell pepper. Again, whichever you choose. Now, what I like to do is I'll show you how I dice them. And I like to put them in a colander with a bowl. I like to salt and drain them to get a little bit of the extra water out because tomatoes are watery. They're a vegetable. Now, I like to cut the tops off like this. As close as I can get to the top. I don't like to waste too much. And I just cut it long ways. And then, again, I like a good serrated knife when I'm doing tomatoes because they make hardly any work. The flesh stays intact. See how small I get them? See, this is the size that I like. That's a personal preference. If you like yours chunky, then do it chunky. This is how my mother would do it. I'll show you. See, that was her tomato salad. These are like big. So I'm just my dad would say, yours isn't like your mother's. I'm like, no, it's better. But again, you chop how you like your tomatoes to be. That's all. I'm just giving you an idea and you can go and run with it. Ooh. I just love these aromas, or we always call them plum tomatoes. Fun fact, when I was a kid, I grew up in Northeast Philadelphia, which is about 40 minutes from where I live right now. And we would come to a farm to pick peppers, tomatoes. My mother would, sorry about that, the phone rang. Fun fact, when I was young, we used to go pick tomatoes and peppers. My mother would put them up every year. Like I said, I'm 40 minutes from here, and we came to a farm that is right down the street from me, which I think is hilarious. I didn't know it at the time when I bought the house, but when we started going around checking out the neighborhood, I recognized the farm, and I said, oh my goodness, I used to come here as a child to pick peppers and tomatoes, and I was like, holy moly, is that the bottom? Did I cut the wrong end off? Yes. So, you know what? Sometimes life comes full circle. My parents were thrilled when they realized that. And then every time they'd visit, they would go down to the farm. They didn't have the pick your own anymore. They just had bushels ready to go, which was happy with them because they didn't want to pick anymore. And my brother and I hated to go. We were like, oh, we don't want to go to the farm. You know how kids are. And I did wash these really, really well because local tomatoes can be a little muddy. And you will make nice work of these. So I'm going to finish chopping, and I'm going to show you the juice that comes out of these when we come back. All right, there was 10 tomatoes. I don't know if I mentioned that I diced. Like I said, you could make a little or much as you like. It just all depends. But I have them over this colander. I don't know if you can see. They're already starting to release some water. So I like to keep this here for about 20 minutes or so. I'm going to add a little salt just to help it along. If I can find where I left the salt. Yeah, Dee, you're a hot mess today. What else is new? Oh, I see the salt. Just a little bit. And give it a toss. And that will help speed the juicing of these, as I like to say. They won't be totally dry, but you'll see there'll be a lot less in there. And it'll make for a less wet salad or topping or whatever you want to do with it. Like I said, this is, you could have it right out of a bowl. You could put it on toast. The world is your oyster, you know. You can, these are your recipes. These are your methods. You do what you like. I like to do, depends on my day. Some days I like one. Some days I like jalapeno in here. I'm just doing a regular bell pepper, but there's some days I put like a little jalapeno in there. It's, again, depends on my mood. We'll let this sit for a few minutes, and then I'm going to come back. We're going to show you the liquid that comes out, and we're going to continue on our mission. And I will chop these with you, because some people say, oh dear, I don't want to watch you chop. So I will chop this bell pepper and a little bit of onion, and I'm using purple today. I've used Vidalia, I've used regular yellow, I've used green onion as really, like scallions are really good with this. So again, use whatever you have on hand. It's all good. And I just got this new spice. I was at an outlet called Ollie's, if you ever heard of it, and it was 99 cents. It's by McCormick's. It's the Tasty Pepper, garlic, smoked paprika, cayenne pepper seasoning. It's so yummy. So I'm going to throw that in here as well. I have some fresh garlic that I'm going to throw in there, and some Flavor Gods. Again, I don't measure anything. I just kind of shake to my tastes, and that's how I cook, you know. And of course, you can't have a tomato salad or bruschetta or anything tomato without some fresh black pepper. It has to be fresh, because it makes all the difference in the flavor. And like tomatoes love black pepper. It's like a marriage made in heaven. Some days I use fresh herbs, but I don't happen to have any. And I figure it's actually better that way, because not everybody has fresh herbs around. So it's kind of nice to use the dried ones, because we always seem to have those. So I think I've talked a lot. So I will let this drain, and we're going to come back, and we're going to chop the rest, put it together, and we're going to have a taste. This is my lunch today, so I'm super duper excited. Okay, these have been draining for about 20 minutes or so. And like I said, you can let them drain a little bit longer. You can still dripping. But these, you're not getting as much water as you would from like a traditional beefsteak tomato, but you do get some. And that will just make a nice drier tomato salad, bruschetta, whatever you want to call it. You can see it's still dripping. So we're going to take the bowl here. We're going to dump them in. So we have enough room to groove. You can see all the juice. Okay. Next comes our bell pepper and our onion. And again, you put in as much or as little as you like of these things. You can use a red. I like a green only for the color contrast. I do prefer the taste of a red, I won't lie. They're just a little bit sweeter. But you know what, with the sweetness of the tomato, it kind of pairs a little bit better, I guess, with the green, because the green just gives it a little something different. But again, you use whatever you have. I love those little mini bell peppers. I love keeping them on hand for just little things like this. And again, I try to keep it the same dice as the tomato, more on the smaller side, so it makes for a more uniform salad. You know, again, you do whatever you feel, you know. So you can make quick work with this serrated knife of a lot of these fleshy vegetables. I've had celery in this, which is really nice. They have any celery around. I'm not a big fan of carrot in here. I think it kind of makes it a little too sweet, because carrot is just naturally sweet. Like I said, if a jalapeno, sometimes I want to go a little more traditional salsa-y. Salsa, that's another word I just made up. You would definitely use a jalapeno. I like to say jalapeno. Or a serrano, would be a little bit more spicier. A poblano would be a little smokier, but again, all delicious in my world. Again, if you don't like this much pepper, Put in how much you like. I always say these are just guides. If you like, oh, Dee, that's way too much pepper, then you put in what you like. This is, you know, this is your other knife for this one. I know, I have a loud cutting board today. I'm gonna try to get these as small as you can because nobody likes a big hunk of onion. You can even grate this onion in here if you don't like to put into chunks of onion. But if you've been watching me, you know I'm all about the onion. This to me is life itself. I don't know why I love onions so much. I just do. It's a nice little dice. And again, you don't like this much onion? Put in what you like. You don't like any onion? Don't even put it in. This is, like I said, this is a base. And this, and like I said, my family will tell you, each time I make it, it's always a little bit different. I have a garlic. And again, that's not always necessary either. Just depends. And I give it a toss all the veggies. Look how beautiful it is. It's like the Italian flag, red, white, and green. Did I do that on purpose? Not really, but yeah, works for me. Look at this. Oh, it smells insane. Oh, now, sometimes I put balsamic, sometimes I put red wine vinegar. It just depends on my mood of the day. I go from either or. So today I'm feeling like an apple cider vinegar. You do white wine, champagne, balsamic, flavored balsamics would be awesome. Fruit flavored balsamics, even fruit in here would be awesome. Strawberries would be good. Apples, pineapple, peaches, whatever fruit's in season, throw it in. It pairs so beautifully with the tomato and the onion and the pepper. Unbelievable. I've even done a can of crushed pineapple. Made like a pineapple salsa. It's so delicious. Or tomato salad. But you could do like the ones that they make in the food processor, the restaurant style. I'm a chunky kind of gal. That's just how I roll. So let me grab, maybe I should measure so you guys know what I'm putting in, because I never measure. We're gonna start with half a teaspoon of these things. I'm gonna do this new pepper blend that I got. All gonna be a half a teaspoon. Remember, I could always go back up. So I'm gonna err on the side of lighter on the herbs. All right, garlic lovers, because yeah, you know I have fresh garlic in there. I'm going to put some more because in my world, I never have enough garlic. Everything from Flavor God. So I've put in garlic lovers, and I'm going to put in everything. And we're going to put in, I think, Italian zest today. Give it a shake, mix up everything. Now you could put in some basil, oregano, again, whatever you feel like it. Today I'm feeling some Flavor God. A little bit more salt. We'd already salted it already. And I want some fresh black pepper. The other one wasn't working, so you know what I said, fresh is best, especially in a tomato salad. You can't beat fresh cracked black pepper. This sounds good. And let's toss all these. We're gonna put some olive oil, good quality olive oil. I use extra virgin when I'm eating it like this. If I'm gonna cook, I use regular light olive oil. But when it comes to a salad, I always opt for the extra virgin. It's better. I won't lie, it's better. So we're gonna start off with a tablespoon. I don't normally measure this. With a tablespoon and a half, but for you guys, because you guys want to know. All right, I'm using my, like I said, apple cider vinegar. We'll do a tablespoon. Maybe we'll do 2 tablespoons. If you ever go to these local olive oil and vinegar stores that make these artisan ones, their apple cider vinegar is to die for. To die. Oh, this smells so good. Like I said, if you could just do fresh basil or some dried basil would be awesome. Parsley is always a plus. Oregano, even oregano works. Look at that. I mean, that just screams. And I'm actually, this is a lot. I won't be eating all of this, so I'm not going to count the olive oil I put in there on my portion, because like I said, I'm only going to have some. But let's have a taste. I do have some crackers from yesterday. Let's have a taste. Because you know, your girl's got to eat it. Let me grab a cracker. That's why I make these. There are no words how much I love this. If you have some Parmesan cheese on top, would be, remember, a little goes a long way. Romano cheese, pecorino with a sheep's cheese, feta would be amazing in this as well. And what a great little idea for a party. You could, you know, make yourself some bruschetta, some lavash crackers, and you're way on your way to a low point appetizer. I'm telling you, I make this, I'm surprised I haven't shared it already, all summer long. Since we moved here to New Jersey, it's like my thing. No matter where I go, if I go to a party to our family over in Pennsylvania, I bring tomato salad. Like I said, it could be a salad, it could be a topping. I just like it's so versatile that it can be either or. You could add crab meat to this. It could be a topping for chicken. It's just, you'll make this, you'll have 1,000 different uses for it. So I highly recommend you trying it. It's so good. Thank you for joining me today. If you enjoy this, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And if you make this, tell me what you put in yours. I love to hear it. I'm going to eat my lunch. Have a great day. We will dish another day.